So this is what I like to call the quick and dirty Kitchener stitch. It's just like regular Kitchener stitch, except it's a lot faster. There's less movements to do. So typically a regular Kitchener stitch, you would go in the first stitch as if to knit, pull it off, pull the yarn through, second stitch on the front needle as if to purl, draw the yarn through, then you go to the back needle. First one as if to purl, pull it through and take it off, second stitch as if to knit, pull it through, and leave that stitch on. The quick and dirty Kitchener stitch is you're going to go in the first stitch as if to knit, take it off, without drawing the yarn through, put your needle tip through the second stitch as if to purl, draw them through at the same time, and then the same thing on the back needle. First stitch comes off purlwise, leave that stitch on the needle tip goes into the second stitch as if to knit, draw it through both at the same time. So front needle, knit off, purl, leave it on, draw the yarn through, back needle, purl off, knit, leave it on, draw the yarn through. So you're sort of missing a step by not drawing the yarn through the first stitch and then drawing it through the second. You're drawing it through both of them at the same time. So the first one comes off, the second one you go through. First stitch comes off, second one you go through. It's the same sequence of knits and purls, back needle and front needle and everything. Except that you're sort of skipping that second step of pulling the yarn through the first stitch. So I'm going to continue like this all the way across until I'm out of stitches. And you can see it gets pretty fast. If you're like me, you do a lot of Kitchener stitch. If you knit a lot of socks, you can get pretty quick at it. I know a lot of people don't like Kitchener stitch. It does take some practice to get comfortable with, but after a little while, it gets easier. I should note that this method of Kitchener stitch isn't the most neat and tidy looking. If it's for something like the top of a sock, it doesn't matter too much if it's really neat and tidy because it's going to go in a sock, or sorry, in a shoe. But if you were grafting the ends of, say, like a scarf or a cowl together, or you needed it to be nice and neat, you might want to stick with the traditional method. And I'll show you. It doesn't come out quite as neat and tidy, but blocking does take care of that too. So I've just gone all the way across, and you can see my join there, and you can see the stitches are sort of slanted a little bit, so it's not as neat and tidy as a technical, like a legitimate real Kitchener stitch would be, but it's still pretty even, and like I said, blocking will take care of that too. So I hope you enjoyed. Bye!